Okay, so a very, very, very happy afternoon to all of you. And today I have with me a very fun, all you last benchers are going to be very happy. All you naughty ones are going to be laughing. All you notorious ones are going to feel, Arey, ye bhi aisa hai. So you're going to have the time of your life. And I know I've had the time of my life when I was with him. So here we are for our breakthrough education model session number 6. And the way you guys have been responding, the way you all are mailing, the way you all are commenting, it's truly amazing and keep it going. Yes, this is a pre-recorded session because both Guru and I have to travel on Wednesday and we won't be able to do it live. So it's a pre-recorded session, but well, it doesn't really matter, right? The way we all connect. One little surprise that I want to share with you all before I introduce Guru to all of you is that all you people who actually took the time to write on the comments for Breakthrough Session 5, saying, this is my wall, this is what I fear, and this is what I'm going to overcome, I have a special surprise gift for you. Okay. And every time I'm going to keep surprising you all through this entire module. So, all you people, I think about 19 of you wrote, you have to send me your postal address on breakthroughsineducation at gmail.com and you're going to receive a beautiful surprise from me. So be ready for it. And now, without much further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Guru Prasad Makam. Hi, Guru.
Hi Mega, sorry I had put it on mute. One vegetable vendor was going around my house. I didn't want that tertiary guy to keep shouting when you're introducing. I just put it on mute. Hi, how are you?
Very good. Guru, how does it feel to know close to 11,000 children from across the globe are watching you right now and that your story is going to be inspiring them? How does it feel?
It feels lovely though, because we learnt our story by making mistakes, but at least they have an opportunity not to make the mistake and learn.
Absolutely.
Mistakes was a big teacher for us. They don't have to do that. So that
Absolutely.
way it is a fabulous feeling and it's fun. Yeah, it's so nice to be among kids and students because our office average age is 24 or 25. So the moment I am with children, I feel so much more younger. I don't know that your dressing changes, your life changes, everything changes. So it's a lot of fun to be among youngsters.
Absolutely. And you should see our youngsters, Guru. They send us messages like last time we got 3,000 messages in 30 minutes. So that's how enthusiastic they are. So, a little bit to introduce Guru before I hand the floor to him. So, Guru has been a crazy outlaw, overconfident, too naughty, literally someone where he was a teacher's nightmare. And as luck would have it, his own brother Raj was the teacher's delight. I'm sure some of you have that in your house where you are so naughty and your sister or your brother is the role model student. That's the situation in Guru's house. How this person who was ready to do anything, break any law, find any loophole, go to any extent to do anything. If he wants something, he wants it no matter what. How this person has transformed his life. And today he runs one of the top 20 CA firms of India called Guru and Jana accountancy firms. How did this whole thing happen? Is what I'm going to ask Guru. And the trait we're going to learn from him is all about people skills. Because whenever you talk to Guru, he makes you feel so comfortable. I literally feel I think everybody knows Guru. Whether Guru knows them or not, everybody knows Guru. And people skills is going to play such a key role in taking you ahead in life. So, Guru, over to you. First, begin with telling us a little bit about your journey, your story, growing up, and then talk to us about people skills, please.
Lovely, lovely. Uh, Thank you, Mega. It's such a beautiful opportunity. But if I have to talk about my growing things, this half an hour would not be enough because those notorious times and lives. So whenever somebody I used to teach in the Ramana Maharshi Academy of Blind, and we always used to feel these kids are very studious. And I used to have physically, visually disabled 18 of them in my class, and it used to be such a joy. So the class used to be normally silent, but my class used to be a hangama. They all freak out, jump out, and things like that. But today, to look back, that was around 15 years ago, all of them have settled well in life, though they have a huge physical disability. When we were growing, there was hardly any exposure. For us, if there was a ice cream parlor, that is the whole world. There was no TV, there was no exposure at all. But maybe today's world, the exposure is too high. The lesser the exposure it was, so there was scarcity for us. The more scarcity, we could grab more out of it. So there used to be one very interesting incident which happened. My house used to be in front of the school, and just half a kilometer behind the school, there used to be a theater. Of course, this is not in the book for those of you who would have read the book. There used to be a ground in front of the school. I studied at the Comerans, one of the nice schools, but I didn't hardly study there. I used to only keep making tantrums there. As soon as the prayer is over at 8:45 in the morning or something like this, everybody walked to the school. I was the only guy walked to the school, and there was a small sort of a gully. Go into the gully, jump the fence, and go to a movie. And this was the seventh standard. And the best part was the teacher will ask, "What about your homework? Who has done the homework?" Homework is also done. How is it done? It's okay. Somebody else will do it for me. But it may look so strange that children will tell, "Hey, what nonsense. Yeah, how can you get your homework done by somebody? How can you miss classes? How could you do like this?" I absolutely confirm that it is wrong. It's not right to do that. But having said that, what it gave me was a lot more. For example, all the kids are walking with uniform and climbing up the stairs. I am the only fellow who just walks down and goes into the attic and runs behind, jump a fence, remove my shirt, pull out the school bag and put on one more shirt, out shirt, and walk up to the movie theater. There used to be a stupid movie, I mean, not a stupid movie, funny movie. Stupid is a wrong word, called Putani Agent 123. I've seen that around 8 times and exactly come back to the school and attend the classes, and nobody used to know except the two girls behind me. Nobody used to know I did this. They were very, very scared to tell anybody. Now, what did I get by doing this? If I look at the hindsight, see, today's world, we need courage. To do anything, you want to take an exam, you need courage. You want to fail in an exam, you need courage. You want to face the world when you get the first rank, you need courage. You want to go out with a friend, you need courage. Yeah, I did get courage by doing the wrong thing. I'm not telling you should do the wrong thing, but courage is a part of life. So when we did all this, to do this at the 8th standard, boy must be 13-year-old or 13 and a half year old, when there is no mobiles, there is no Paytm, there is no payu, there is no internet, and you can't communicate to anybody, and when you come back you don't know what is the future. But that's courage. So similarly, when we used to go to trips for 8 days, 10 days, we just used to go and tell my mom, "Bye, I'm living." Mom used to be peaceful, not worried. After 8 days, she knows we'll come back. She is not at all worried. Now, if you go out, your parents will be calling you on the mobile, "Where are you? What time are you coming?" So I think that element of courage is what came into my life at that time.
That's wonderful. And I want to know, Guru, when you talk to people, or when you're interacting with so many people, from your top clients who are some of the who's who of the world, to your fellow mates, to the interns who join you, to you're saying you talk to youngsters, it takes courage to relate with people, right? It
Absolutely.
takes a lot of courage to be yourself. Can you tell us a little more? Like, a lot of students have been writing to us that, "Ma'am, I'm a little scared, I'm shy," or even if they're confident, in different situations, they find themselves not having the right people skills. Can you tell us something more about this?
Lovely, Mega. Actually, when all of you guys should know that we have not rehearsed this. As and when Mega is talking, I have been thinking, and it goes impromptu sort of a thing. And how it goes impromptu is, fortunately, life has been so beautiful. We have seen thousands of experiences, and experiences makes life. I'll tell you a corporate incident what I faced. It was a fairly large mining company. I was running this organization called Guru and Chana, Chartered Accountants. Many of you would have heard of it if you are in the commerce field. And there was a presentation for an audit pitch. We were supposed to get some 8 audits. And it was a very strange presentation because when I went there, I saw the security register and I could see A, B, C, D, all the big four names there, all the multinational companies name there, some top end companies name, and each presentation was half an hour. And mine was fifth. And I could see very clearly the top four guys who had been above me. We are around 300 people those days, or 200 maybe. They were all 20,000 people organizations. They had global offices, and they had almost spent 30 minutes as per the security register. I had also prepared a PPT and told this is Guru Jana, that this, that this. And as I went in, I realized, look, I can't be pushing what is my story when these four stalwarts of the world have done it. So if I put my PPT and tell we are 200 people, those guys would have told I'm 20,000 people. If I tell I have written two books, they would have written I've written 2,000 books. So I would not be a match. I'll have to do something. So I just went there and I sat down. There were around 8 members. The senior board member was, I mean, he was very, very a doyen of corporate world. So I told Mr. Guru, your presentation, please. Then I told, sir, my name is Guru. I represent Guru and Jana. I have a presentation, but I don't want to show it to you because after the four presentations which has come from the past, if I shown mine, obviously it will not be as good as those. And I have not spent too much PPT time because PowerPoint presentation does not have any power anymore. And there is no point also anymore. So I don't want to do any presentation. I just want to leave you with one sentence. You are an entrepreneur, you built this enterprise. All of them are fantastic. They are beyond compare. The people who came to me are the doyens of this profession. But you should observe one thing. If you give the job to him, some manager does the work. If you give the job to me, the owner does the work. You are an entrepreneur, you have to decide, thank you for the time. And I walked out.
Wow.
And we got the job. That's possibly one of the largest clients we have today. We got the job. We went on to do audit. We went on to do succession planning, everything. So what I've been trying to tell is most of the communication we are trying to do in today's life is smudged. There is so much of drama. There is so much of lights. There is so much of sound. The true essence is lost. So when you're communicating with your friends, don't build up anything. Just go as you feel. Just push. Even today I attend many client meetings. People tell go to LinkedIn, see who they are, go to Facebook, see who they are. I don't know. I just am going to see man to man, see the moment, talk to them, and we are getting work like nobody's business. We get work. We get scared when we get work. We're getting a flow of work like that. And the essence of it is just be straight. Don't make it fancy, make it simple, convey your point in 2 sentences, get out of the place. And you do the same with your friends also. You want to convey that somebody hurt you. A group of 8 people are on WhatsApp and somebody cracks a joke about you. Everybody tell one smiley and you get upset. No, the simplest thing you can do is many of you will go, I'll go out of the WhatsApp group. I'll create one more WhatsApp group. Now I will put this, I'm going to put this EDM. Tomorrow I'll go to Taj and put that picture that I was in Taj. I'm going to get back to instead. Hey, it was nice fun here, but next time please don't do this. It hurts me. You just call up that guy, speak one on one as a man, and it's done.
Wow. I love this, Guru, because this is so needed for the world today, especially for our youngsters. They're constantly inundated with advertisements which has to make them better looking. This product which is better, that social media which, they always want to be something that they're not. And here you're telling us that one of the key rules to develop people skills is be yourself. Can you give us one more amazing story from your life where you had the courage to be yourself and that made all the difference?
Okay. I'll pick up one more. It's again in the profession and the corporate world. I wouldn't like to go 30, 40 years ago. Of course, I can go for a long time. But this was one strange instance which you would have read in the book, The Breakthrough, if you had read it. I was doing articleship in a firm called Suresh and Company. Very proud of that firm even today. And we had our share of experiences of smaller companies, smaller firms, and all of a sudden I went to a multinational company, a very, very large global company, which is the today's PwCs of the world. And I was supposed to be interviewed by the partner. The receptionist thought I had come to seek alms or I had come to see some donation, and I was dressed very, very unkept and pretty bad. But that incident really made a lot of difference that everybody in the top have time. There is nobody who does not have time. I'll couple it up this with one more story. When the senior partner interviewed me, interview went on very well. It was almost like a Suits movie. I told, take the book and do what you want. I can do everything. And not that I didn't know the full book, but I was confident. I knew that luck will favor me. Whatever he asks, I will know something. So I was pretty confident in that. That went on very well. And the moment I came out, I was exactly a man to man. I told him, sir, thank you very much. You gave me a job. You have blessed me everything. Nobody would have expected that. Nobody would have expected that you are just a man to man, not going behind the facade of your PowerPoint presentation or your curriculum vitae, or you're not going behind the screen. So that makes a whole lot of transparent life. I'll give you another example. I have written a book called God in the Boardroom. It did very well. It is about interviewing global leaders like ICI chairman, HDFC chairman. Now, how does a chartered accountant meet these people? Honestly, I don't know most of them. So you may tell you, I would be doing two things. One, can I connect them through somebody so that they speak to me? Or two, can I just pick up the Just Dial and call them on the board? I did the second one. I just picked up Just Dial, called them on the board. Sir, my name is Guru Prasad. I want to do this interview. I would learn a lot in this. The world would learn a lot. Would you be free? Two of them told no, one of them told yes. For getting the 11 global leaders, I should have just spent around 30 telephone calls. It happened. So the easiest way is keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it direct. No agenda, let your agenda be clear. So this is so simple to lead the world. And when we are in the complex maze of tax laws today, I can confuse the wit out of anybody. I can go from section 92 to 400 to come back to another section, create a policy document, and I can confuse the wit out of anybody. But if I'm doing that, my communication is totally lost. We can just the same thing can be conveyed in a simpler example. Suppose you go to a doctor and the doctor takes your prescription and he takes your blood report and so on and so forth. And he tells, okay, your B6 is low, your B14 is okay, some D4 is nice. I think I'll have to put you on a dose of some mycin, some strange tyramycin, althromycin, WhatsApp mycin, whatever mycin. He's going to scare the neck out of you. But at the same time, if he tells, look, these are the small issues you have, I'll correct it for you, don't worry. Now, you understand you have an issue, you are taking him into confidence, you're not confusing him, you're being transparent, you're making it simple. To make it simple is the essence.
It's wonderful, Guru. Three things I've picked up already about people skills. One is you have to be yourself. The more you're yourself, you're going to relate to the person at that level and it's going to be easy. The second thing I learned from what you're saying is that what you're trying to say is that all those titles, all that, CEO, MD, this, that, nothing really matters when you can be direct and have a very direct communication, man to man, woman to woman, woman to man. But you're just letting your agenda be known, and in that, some may say no, but a lot may say yes. So I think that's the second thing I've picked up about people skills. The third very interesting thing that you're saying is that be clear about your communication, about what is it that you want. A lot of us tend to do this, like we want to talk to someone because we like that person or we want to just get friends with them. We'll do some strange way. We'll either try to hurt them, or we may do some funny thing, or we do some indirect. Rather, if we can actually go and tell the person, hey, I like the way you speak, or I like the way you are, and can we be friends? I think that's the easiest way to actually relate, right? So these are three amazing things that I've already picked up. And I want to know one thing, Guru. How is it that, I mean, how does one develop this courage to be themselves? Because although it's very easy to say that, you have to just be yourself, for a lot of students, I'm sure they go through a lot of shyness, they go through a lot of fear, they go through this feeling that, am I good enough, the way I am? How do you feel good about yourself as you are so that you can go and make that impact on people?
Very nice. Yeah. I think it's very, very vital. I'll go back to my school days. Just imagine a situation. How is it going to be a boy? I was short, very short. Now I am 5'3". At least God gave me 5 inches up. I was maybe 4'7". I used to be the shortest boy in the class, the last in the class in the terms of education or qualification. Barely I could pass. No English communication, extremely poor in communication. Very average crowd of friends who were with me playing Lagori and playing road games and Churchend and those type of things. And not somebody whom everybody would like to make friends with. I don't want to make friends with somebody like this. Yeah, what is this? In fact, if any parent would have seen, "Hey, stay away from that bugger," they would have told. But having said that, everybody were friends with me. Extremely friendly, from the principals to the teachers to the class teachers. There is nothing to look up at me in the school days. I was a failure in most things. Of course, God was kind. I went on to do unbelievable qualifications like CA, IAM, and CS and LLB, a whole lot of mess. But having said that, what was it when somebody is nothing? You still make friends. There
Yeah,
must be
how do you?
something. Right? How do you do that? And he does not even talk. He does not, and half the time he is doing nautanki. कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ कर रहा है. But one simple thing, my friends, that sense of genuinity, where, okay, if I fail, it is fine. If somebody looks down upon me, it is perfectly okay. He's not going to decide my future. Somehow it got to me when I was just 13, 14 years of age. Yeah, I am the last. I'm not great looking. I'm short. I'm not good in sports. I was actually reasonably good in sports. I'm very bad in studies. My handwriting looked like a cockroach moving around. Yeah, but so what? Yeah, who are you to decide my life? I'll decide my life. Somehow that conviction that what you think about me, वो चार लोग क्या सोचते हैं WhatsApp thing, that is very, very beautiful. What do you think about me does not make a difference to me. So everybody were looking down to me, and it was not easy. And I had freckles all over my face, that huge sort of pimple balls all over my face. And those days there was nothing called t-shirt. I don't even know. You should ask your parents. There was nothing called t-shirt. Do you know that? We didn't have anything. There is no word called t-shirt when you used to grow up. There was just a regular shirt. There was nothing called jeans. There was nothing called shoes. But we were and oily hair. But as long as you can tell, what you think about me does not matter to me, and that requires a lot of rethinking yourself. Oh, he looked down upon me, it's okay, I don't look down upon myself. She put me down. It's okay. That's her life. I will not put myself down. And if you keep on repeating this in your mind, and one fine day it becomes that what anybody thinks about you doesn't matter. What you are doing, is it right as per your conscience? Only that matters. But that comes when you keep on asking your question 24 hours. Oh, that guy made fun of me in what is that? Snapchat. It's okay. He made a meme out of me, out of smart. Oh, that's not me. I'm okay by that. Oh, he looked down and telling you are the last bencher, you're an idiot. I so wait. I know what I am. It's okay. He may be right, but why should I bother about it? So if you can keep on asking that question to you, it's okay. It's okay. And you repeat it 24 hours in your mind, one fine day, it will not happen too long. It just takes possibly 3 weeks. Do it for 21 days. What it else does not matter to me. Keep on repeating that sentence. It becomes you. And after that, you don't have to look back to anybody. After that, you are in the road, you are driving the bike on your own, the Everest is in front of you, just go. Because you don't care what anybody else tells.
My God, Guru, I literally think that you have given the students a mantra for life, a secret for life that I don't know where else could they have learned this. And this is going to go such a long way because if there's one disease that the whole world suffers from, it's LKK, log kya kahenge? What will people say? You know, and you're saying that with everything against you, be it academics, be it this, be it that, with that you still could manage to have such a great self-esteem, all because you 24 hours kept telling yourself what I think of myself matters, what others think does not matter. And
Absolutely.
I've seen that, Guru, now that I've been your friend for 2 years and known you so closely. I have seen you talking to the president of, say, the biggest company. I've seen you talking to that intern, shy young child in your office, and I've seen that there's no difference. You will communicate as yourself, and that makes all the difference. And we talk about so many management programs about people skills and this and that and how we should be, but you've literally captured it in these 3 points. And I think that's all there is to people skills,
No,
right?
log kya kahenge, that's it.
Drop that and you can actually become so wonderful. And
Mega, I had got to meet this Deepak Parekh. He's the chairman of HDFC. All of you would have bank accounts, debit cards, credit cards, whatnot. I met him. What an amazing man, Mega. You can't imagine. I went to his office, and everybody would have asked, how is the economy looking, and those type of things. My questions were so strange, and he loved it. I asked a question, sir. You are having a Nokia 3310, and you own the largest bank possibly in the world. You're okay holding a Nokia one. He just smiled. And the second thing also, I asked him, uh, I have seen you in many photographs, sir. You have that gray suit and the black suit. Why is that? Only two suits. And and then I went and asked him. He told me one sentence: "Why do I need what I don't need?" A man who can afford anything in this world, why do I need what I don't need? Then immediately, Guru being Guru, I asked him another question. So then why do you want to have a plush office like this? His office log was, his room was some 2000 square feet, marble, granite. I had not seen anything in entire life of mine. Unbelievable. Why do you want an office like this? Then very simply smiled and told Guru, this office is for the Bill Clintons who come to me, Obama who come to me. I don't need this.
wow,
What a way to
wow.
relate to the world. I don't, a man of Deepak Parekh has two suits. He has a Nokia phone. He's not bothered how he's looking. He was wearing a white shirt and the socks was, any of your school teachers, hey, what rotten socks are you wearing? It's gone. He was wearing a socks like that. Oh, he was bindas. And he possibly is worth some 10,000, 20,000 crores. We don't know.
Absolutely. And that's what people skills is all about. I mean, it's about being true to yourself, because ultimately you only have to look at yourself, your journey. You, when you go to sleep, you're the last person you sleep with. You wake up to yourself. And if we can just be true to ourselves, it's going to be wonderful. A little beautiful thing I want to add about Guru. He's speaking about how he was the last bencher, poor in studies, this, that. And yeah, he is someone who went on to doing IIM Bangalore. I mean, so I'm just wanting to tell and impress upon all of you that, no matter who you are or what you are, if you really believe in yourself and if you can be confident enough to own up to yourself, if you're naughty or naughty, you can keep improving yourself for yourself. But you're not trying to be someone else. I think that's what makes all the difference. And when you read the breakthrough, if there's one story that's going to make you laugh literally till you cry, it's Guru's story. I want you all to read his chapter. It's going to be phenomenal fun for you to read it, because you're going to relate to parts of him. Guru, last parting sentence for all our students, before we take this Christmas and New Year break, and I'm going to only be meeting them in January. So leave them with something wonderful for these next 2 to 3 weeks that's going to make their Christmas holiday wonderful.
Oh, this is so nice. Yeah. I didn't even expect half an hour just flew, Mega. Zoop it went. Just two things. I've been living with these two lines. I learnt it the hard way, but I am telling you this line. The shortest distance between 2 points, point A to point B, is only a straight line. The shortest distance between point A and point B is only a straight line. Being straight to yourself, being straight in your work is the easiest to do. And that is the shortest distance. You want to become a chartered accountant, the shortest distance is work. You want to become an MBA, shortest distance is this. The second thing I would like to give you is, any failure is beautiful. Don't shun it. Finally, all my success has not created me, only my failure has created me. So when I'm not telling you should fail, but in case you fail in a friendship, in case you fail in an exam, in case you fail in a homework, in case you fail in a love, in case you fail anywhere, take that. That is what is going to shape your life. Don't shun failure. It is quite good to fail. It's okay to fail. I didn't do well in this exam. I helps with it. It's okay. Next time, let me do it. I am not prepared for the exam. It's okay. So what? So failure is your success. Success is your failure.
Absolutely. Guru, it's so inspiring to know that someone who was all that you were as a child, literally a failure, even a dyslexic. He had dyslexia while growing up. He couldn't write properly. so many things, being compared with the brother, this, that. Today actually runs one of the top 20 CA firms in India. And this is the journey you all can make no matter what you want to do in life. Let's get our people skills right. It's so simple. One, be yourself. Two, always make sure that the titles, all those other things don't overwhelm you about the other person. You're just direct and you let the person know who you are, what you want. The third is have clear communication. And I love this fourth one that you've given us, that the point, there's always a straight line between the 2 points. It's be straight to yourself, be straight to others. And that's what people skills is all about. Have a wonderful, wonderful 2 weeks, all of you. Thank you so much, Guru, for doing this early morning recording with me. And we're going to be back next year with a bang. You have no clue the surprises we have. So read the book, have fun, and stay cool. Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Bye,
Bye, all
Guru.
of you. Happy Christmas. Happy New Year.